Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at gcnlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Watch the greenbacks tumble.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked? Here we go. Your dial is set correctly to USAPrepares.com. And we're broadcasting 2 hours from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains, 9 a.m. through 11 Central Time. 9 a.m. through 11 Central Time. So if you'd like to call us, you can call us and be live on the air, 866-582-9933, 866-582-9933. Keith is engineering the broadcast today. We're delighted to have Keith with us. And Ed in Florida, Ed at UserSite. He's the CEO of UserSite.com. He's been working really hard on the website, USA Prepares the Village, and it's absolutely fabulous. And that's what we're gonna talk about today. We're gonna talk about what we're up to, what we're doing, and how it impacts our entire worldwide classroom. Welcome, Ed.
Hey, Vince. Good morning. Thanks for having me on today.
Well, Ed, you have been doing so much hard work writing the applications that we're using and making all of this work. So I am just delighted. I'm actually, class, I'm looking at something that I don't believe you'll be able to see quite yet, but you will if you join the village and become a member of this club. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So Ed, would you share with us some of the work that you have been doing at the keyboard and the screen? And I know you've been working in concert with Joey in Michigan and Miles in Europe, and you've been doing a great job. Can you share with us what this is all about? It's quite neat.
You bet, Vince. Thanks, and I'm glad to hear that you're feeling better. Sorry we couldn't make it on last week, but we've been doing a lot to get the village ready. As a matter of fact, everyone can get a sneak preview of it. If they go to the homepage of the website, you'll see a new post that I put up that says, "The village awaits you." And if you click on that, that will give you the link to go to the new village. From the village, we have organized the website into very specific categories. The categories, you will see a bit of a difference between the unauthenticated site and once you sign in. We've left a few features available for everyone to see. But when you sign in, you'll see there are additional features that are going to be available to members only, to our village club members. And we're doing that specifically because by having the club, we actually can govern ourselves. This is why we need to have the club organization set up. And this was something we spoke about at length for a number of weeks. The categories you'll see that are out there: environmental issues, critical news, which I believe is only by sign up, communications, energy, financial, food, a maker's corner, sort of a tinkerer's corner. Anybody who's working on any project, free energy projects, they could be windmills, they could be solar panels, anything that we can use to reproduce in our own home. That's a great place for people to come to. We've got a number of military manuals which have been uploaded to the site, and there will be a tremendous amount more available to people who sign up. We've got categories for medical protection plans and then water. So the whole idea of our village is to have everyone contribute, students and instructors alike, to actually create dialogue that we could not cover within the 2 hours a day that you have available to us.
So, Ed, here's one area I see this going. And class, let's say you don't live in the Springfield, Missouri area. Let's say you live outside 100 miles of Springfield, Missouri, and you want to communicate your thoughts with like-minded people and you want to get together with them. There'll be a way that you can find out who's in your area or put a message out to set up your own meetups. You can set up your own meetups just the way we have for 5 years or over 5 years. And you can meet with people. And you can have your presentations. And in addition to that, we're going to have the expo online. And you'll be able to attend the expo at your screen, at your convenience. There'll be webinars in depth. And, you know, one of the things, Ed, that I think is really neat that I've been working on is, you know, the solar energy system. Because without power, we are in so much trouble. We really are. Those who have wells, what are you going to do without electricity? So I've been talking with our chemist, and our chemist is in the beginning steps of creating a battery kit. He's working on the chemistry. And this is a simple battery, but it can be used for a very, very long time at a very low cost. So the kinds of things that we're talking about would be, you know, plans and kits. And that's all part of this village. That's just one little area. And then, of course, there's the radiation detection equipment, and we'll talk about, well, and that was just the energy section. And then we have communications. Ed, where do you see communications going?
Well, let's just say if it goes down, again, that's going to be another showstopper. If we can't talk or if the internet becomes, the accessibility becomes intermittent, where we can't, you know, we're so used to being so connected between our cell phones, our homes, everything. I mean, we are constantly plugged into the network. Well, if that all goes down or becomes intermittent, like it is throughout so many other regions in the world, you might have only an opportunity to get on for maybe 5 hours twice a week. Think about that.
Well, there are stories there's stories in South America as simple as someone trying to get a haircut, and then the power goes out, so they get half a haircut. I mean, and some people might be really upset with having half a haircut, and the other half not cut. Well, that's nothing compared to how bad this whole thing can be. So the plan is to insulate ourselves with knowledge, tools, and resources, and other members across the country and world who can help and who are willing to help each other. And that really is the common thread that goes through USA Prepares, the students, the instructors. We're all volunteers. All of us, every single one of us is a volunteer. And
absolutely.
And the plan is to survive, get to the other side, and make things as good as we can. So,
and that's the motto, Vince, that we kind of coined for the village where no man is an island. Mm-hmm. And I want everyone to really think about that, because there is absolutely no way that we're going to be able to do it on our own. Just think of how many people that you interact with on a daily basis to just get your basic needs taken care of.
Let me give you a really simple example. So yesterday, toward the end of the day, our neighbor called, and he has a lawnmower for his farm, and he can't get the mower blades off, the lawnmower. Can't do it. He's having a lot of difficulty. So he called the house, and he talked to our son. He said, sure, I'll come over. I'll come over tomorrow, and right after my dad's off the air, actually both of us will come over, and we'll take care of it, and we'll figure out what's going on, and we'll bring some of our impact tools, and we'll do it. Now, why is that important? Because this person absolutely has a showstopper. He wants to cut the lawn around his farm because otherwise ticks will get all over, and he'll be inundated with ticks. So he needs to cut the lawn. It's not for to keep up with the Joneses. There are no Joneses here. He's like his nearest neighbor's a mile away. So we're going to help him with something that he can't seem to figure out for himself. So there it is, just this simple thing like changing the blades on his very large lawnmower. Simple as that. So that's the kind of thing, and I did some research to find out how to do it on the internet, and there really is no information to do exactly what we're trying to do. So these are the kind of things that we're going to bring to the table. And I'm excited about the kits. I really am excited about the kits. And what about the news? What about the critical news, Ed, that you have a category for on USA Prepares Village? Well,
I think if you're watching the same stream media, that's the term I kind of came up with this morning, but everyone is talking about how wonderful things are.
Wow.
And if you really think about it and you start to uncover and peel that onion, my gosh, I can't tell you how many emails we trade a day. I get at least 8 to 10 from Joey and Miles every day about topics, and we're basically shooting them back and forth. There are so many things that are happening that no one's talking about that it's just it's incredible. So to be able to have one spot where we can really focus in on what we feel are the factors that are changing in our world and across the globe, it's absolutely critical.
Okay, Ed and I'll be right back. I'm a survivalist, and my plan is to be independent of everything that I can so that supply chain disruptions have a minimum impact on our family. What's the first thing that you do when the power goes out? I've researched the best value solar energy system that I can find, one that's backed by the technical support necessary for the undertaking. The system's installed and is generating electricity right now with equipment purchased from ironedison.com. You heard Brandon Williams, CEO of ironedison.com, right here on USA Prepares. Together, we designed our system. In my opinion, our ironedison.com system has more features, more value, and more potential than any other system I found. We chose the Snyder Electric system with a hybrid inverter, charge controller, power panel, battery disconnect, and the system control panel. If you want energy independence, as we have, please consider calling the engineering team at ironedison.com, 720-432-6433, 720-432-6433.
Are you worried about your mom or dad living alone in their house? Hi, I'm Joan London. Listen, I know how difficult it is to find senior care for someone you love. That's why I recommend a free service called A Place for Mom. They are the nation's largest senior living referral service. Call A Place for Mom today.
To receive free information on senior living communities in your area, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-704-6182.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. If you have questions about senior care for your mom or dad, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
Call A Place for Mom in the next 10 minutes to get your free ebook on financing senior care as well as free information on senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-704-6182. That's 1-800-704-6182.
Suffering from illness or disease? Frequently in pain? Overstressed? Always tired? The solution is to oxygenate your cells because disease cannot survive in an oxygen-rich environment. Introducing Vital Ion, the first mineralized edible oxygen in the world. Go to toolsforfreedom.com and get the Miracle of Oxygenation DVD free with any Vital Ion purchase. Call 800-770-8802. That's 800-770-8802. Let Vital Ion edible oxygen be your daily fountain of youth.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and negative articles can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? ReputationDefender.com can help protect your good name. Get a free consultation now. Call 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from ReputationDefender.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Or visit ReputationDefender.com today.
Are you worried about how dangerous the world has become? In these days of terrorist attacks, natural disasters, or even a future collapse, you need to be medically prepared to keep your family safe. I'm Joe Alton, MD of store.doomandbloom.net, where you'll find an entire line of uniquely designed medical kits and supplies for when help is not on the way. For everything from individual first aid kits to the ultimate family medical bag, go to store.doomandbloom.net today. That's store.doomandbloom.net. You'll be glad you did.
Class, Ed in Florida is with us. He's the CEO of UserSite, and he's developed these web pages that will help us share information. And the plan is literally to form this club where we can have our own policies to help each other, the club members. That is the plan, instructors and students. And by the way, class, I'll be doing that in person at the RK Prepper Show in Seaverville, Tennessee, this Saturday and Sunday. And I'm not sure the exact cost, but I believe it's about $10 to attend. And once you're in, you can attend my seminar. There's no additional charge for my seminar, or I don't think there's any additional charge for any of the seminars. So once you get in the door, you can attend my seminars on Saturday and Sunday, and I'll be teaching you about the lies and how to ferret out the truth for yourself so that you can prepare. Because if you don't know what the truth is, you won't know what to prepare for. That's one thing. And we'll be talking a little bit about the USA Prepares Village. And also, we'll be talking about how you can start your own business and take the same tax deductions that the rich take. Now, I take these deductions that I teach you about. So it's not something that I read about. It's something I've been doing for decades. So I'll teach you how you can live thin and take great tax deductions. Seriously. So if you decide that you're going to be start a business, any kind of business, and you are coming to this educational meeting to meet with me and the others at RK Prepper Shows, this one in Seaverville, Tennessee, this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, you can deduct the cost of this trip and the food. And if you buy a new outfit to impress your new friends, those kinds of things can all be deducted if you start a business in to reduce your expenses and to actually try to make a profit. Okay, and we're going to teach you how to do that. That is this weekend, Seaverville, Tennessee. Link on USAPrepares.com, page number 1. And Ed, I was thinking about another thing. I was in a jam. I needed to buy a part for a tractor, and this one part, a very simple part, was $530. And I just, wow, I couldn't believe how expensive this simple part was. And so I searched and searched, and I was not going to give up. I found it for $100. Now, here's the point of this. We all know about auto salvage yards, okay? But which ones are the ones that you should patronize? Which ones are the ones that are honest? Well, what about for your tractors and farm equipment? What if you need a part like I needed, and you don't know where to go and get it? Well, those are the kinds of things that we are going to make available, those sources, on the USA Prepares Village. We're going to tell you how you can get to it, and you'll have all of this at your fingertips, right at the keyboard. So it's a club. It really is a club, and it's a club for our benefit, our collective benefit. Ed?
Absolutely, Vince. We're really excited about it. As we were talking about, boy, I didn't even hear the bumper music before we got cut off. But we were talking about no man is an island, and we all need to cooperate and help each other. So this is so critical, because this will be a place where, gosh, you'll be able to meet people locally. You'll be able to meet and talk with people all over the country. And this is not a public forum. Let's just make that clear. This is a private, closed discussion board that is not available. This is not going to be searched. This is all contained. So everything that stays in the club is going to remain in the club. It's not going to be public. So this is not where someone will be able to find links to it out on the internet somewhere, and some of the discussion forums and threads will be published. There's no advertising here. There's no, most of these forums that you go to, they're just chock full of advertising, and they're republishing someone else's content for the sole fact they're trying to bait you into their site for advertising. They want page views. They want you to click on banners. We don't have any of that here. There's no banners. There's no advertising. This is solely just to bring everyone together to provide and share information that we all need.
Let me give you an example. I've got an example. Kyle Harris is one of our instructors, and he's in Montana, and he lives off the grid. And I had a question. I mentioned it. He called me up. This was about a year ago. We're talking about the gauge of wire to use to wire solar panels back from the roof down to the solar charge controller. He said, Benny, use 10-gauge wire, use stranded wire. Here's how you do it. That's the kind of information that we want to make sure is available.
U.S. grown, 100% all natural with no extra fillers. Just grass-fed beef and free-range chicken guaranteed to stay fresh and delicious. Add New Harvest freeze-dried meats to your current food storage. You'll buy direct from the factory, not a third party, ensuring the best price and the highest quality. See all our products at newharvestfoods.com. That's nuharvestfoods.com.
Worried about lead, fluoride, and other contaminants in your drinking water? Purchase a ProPure system during the Crazy May sale and get a free ProMax shower filter or water filter pitcher. Remove up to 200 contaminants with the Pro 1G 2.0 truly cleanable, reusable filter. We don't stretch our claims, we just deliver performance. Visit your authorized ProPure dealer for details or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPureUSA.com.
You're fired. According to the Small Business Administration, 75% of small businesses plan to eliminate jobs or reduce workers' hours to part-time. You're fired. According to Gallup, the unemployment rate recently jumped to nearly 9%, and the underemployment rate hit a staggering 17.9%. You're fired. 1 out of 3 young adults and 1 out of 2 recent college graduates are underemployed. Hello, I'm Keith Abel, a pharmacist and a home business entrepreneur. In 2011, I became one of those statistics myself. Instead of looking for another job in corporate America, I joined Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy. We're creating steady incomes for ourselves and would like to show you how to do the same. If you want to supplement your current income, replace your income, so you don't have to become one of the statistics, then give me a call toll-free at 866-257-3105, 866-257-3105. You're fired. Don't wait till you hear those words. Start creating an extra income today. 866-257-3105.
Dangerous blood clot device alert. If you or a loved one had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to your heart or lungs and and suffered an injury, you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, and even death. These dangerous blood clot devices can break, and the metal fragments can travel to your heart or lungs, causing serious injuries. If you or a loved one suffered organ damage or other injuries from an IVC filter, you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Act now. Time is limited to file a claim. For a free consultation and free information, call Injury Help Desk at 800-478-1507. 800-478-1507. 800-478-1507. This is an advertisement. Paid non-attorney spokesperson. InjuryHelpDesk.com is responsible for this advertisement. Principal office, Las Vegas, Nevada.
This is a life-changing message for anyone with sleep apnea who is on the go and tired of dragging around a big, bulky home CPAP device. MiniCPAP.com now offers a portable device that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. For even more freedom, you can add a battery that's as tiny as a deck of cards. It's called the Transcend Mini CPAP, and right now you can try it risk-free for 10 days by calling 1-800-945-9289. Transcend is the world's first portable mini CPAP device. It gives you the freedom to sleep in total comfort anywhere you are. Our smallest and most advanced portable design ever, Transcend is so small and so light you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. Enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. Call minicpap.com now for your 10-day at-home trial. 1-800-945-9289. That's 1-800-945-9289.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I impartially shopped the highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $26 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 1-800-403-4885. That's 1-800-403-4885. 1-800-403-4885. Or go to SelectQuote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Class Ed in Florida's with us, and he's been working really hard on the website. And in the critical news section, Ed, you've got some interesting articles. And one of the things is something that I was talking about on the air called a hard start kit, a 3-in-1 capacitor retrofit. So if you have a refrigerator or a freezer that quits, and the compressor won't start, for around $20 or so, you can get this hard start kit and attach 3 wires to the back of your refrigerator. The instructions come with it, and possibly get that refrigerator running again because the capacitors fail. Well, this bypasses the old capacitor, puts in a new capacitor, and off it goes. And I've done that in my freezer that failed. On a weekend, we kept it up, got it up and running, immediately, and it works great. It's still working great. So that's on the Village. So those are some of the things that we talk about, and I want to keep you aware of, because if your freezer system goes down and you have power, that's a big problem. That's a huge problem. You're going to lose a lot of food, or you're going to have a picnic right then and there, or a cookout, right?
And well, hey, Vince, I have to give you an update. We're actually no longer in Florida. We're in the Carolinas.
Okay.
So I may actually come in and see you at the show this weekend.
Oh, that'd be great.
Far from it.
Yeah, and class, that's in Seaverville, Tennessee. That's Saturday and Sunday. Craig Douglas will be there, and he's having a really big sale on freeze-dried food, really big, like 50%. Now, some of it is 5 years old. It's sealed, of course, but it's out of the current production date. But with 35 or 30-year shelf life, you still got a long way to go. And I don't really see a us not eating our long-term storage food in 35 years. I see us needing it before then. That's just my thought. So if you'd like to see Craig Douglas, and yeah.
Hey, Vince, we've heard a lot of stories about some particular folks buying up a lot of that freeze-dried food recently.
Okay. You want to share that with us?
Well, I'd have to find the information. I've been working hard to try to glean and put up as much as I can, but I know that there's been a lot of folks that have been acquiring large amounts of that freeze-dried food. So anyone within that area, it'd probably be a good idea to go and visit Craig, because I know he's offering those very, very great specials on everything that he's selling, even though that it's about 5 years into its expiration, which is not a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here's the email I got from Craig, and he's available to join us for dinner on Saturday, and if you can make it, that'd be wonderful. And so if you can, it'd be just great to have dinner. And what we do is we have Dutch treat. Rick Miller will not be at this one, and Matt Stein will not be at this one, but I will. Hopefully Ed will be, Craig Douglas will be, and you probably meet some of your classmates, and maybe some other instructors will show up. So Craig Douglas has about 1,000 Mountain House pouches at 50% off. Okay, and he's got 600 number 10 cans at 30% off, and he's got about 500 newer cans at 25% off, and if you buy $500 worth, he'll drop it down to 30% off. So that's, and he's going to have some shortwave radios. He says he's got a $12 AM/FM shortwave radio, wind-up flashlights, vacuum sealers, gamma seal lids, and Mylar bags, and a home freeze dryer. So that's what he's going to have at the expo in Seaverville, the RK Prepper Show Expo. So that will help those of us who are trying to save money and stretch our preparedness dollars as far as we can. You know, the news feature at the Village is really, really nice. I really like it. And so the news, as we've been talking about, is the kind of news that we are interested in. There's plenty of news out there. You can get buried in the news. But we're trying to make sure that this is the important news, things that you need to know about. Like, let's say, well, you've got a post there about autogenic training from Norm Shealy. Dr. Norm Shealy talks about how you can mentally prepare. And so who might have needed to mentally prepare? Well, one of your instructors was in surgery this morning at 7 o'clock. Dr. Howard Shayne, he's our dentist. He's an instructor. He's been at the expos. He's been on the air with us. He went in surgery, pretty significant surgery, this morning at 7 o'clock. And autogenic training is certainly something that he needed to know about, and I'm sure he did. Okay? So he could get mentally prepared for that surgery. And just those are just a few of the very small items on this list of news articles that we think that you should know about.
Well, Vince, I think, I don't know if we talked about the Chinese assisting their own tourists in Italy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tell us about that.
Well, this was something I read it in the newspaper first, but I just went online and posted some information about that. But apparently, the Italians find it so vital to their tourism economy that they've allowed Chinese military troops to assist the Italian police in Italy to protect Chinese tourists. I bet not a lot of people knew about that. So I thought that was a quite interesting.
Startling.
Yeah, hint of what's to come.
How about this article that you posted about John McAfee, the antivirus, anti-spyware, anti-spam software company? And the post says, if FBI gets backdoor to people's phones, U.S. society will collapse. That's from John McAfee, sometimes called McAfee.
we've been working real hard to pull information in from as many different sources as possible. And, that's one of the, it's something else, because once you start looking at all this, right now, people are so attached, and I'm so glad that you've led by example and you've gotten rid of your phone. When you did that, I was kind of like, I'm in the industry. I need my smartphone. I love my smartphone. But then I really started to think about it, and someone, thankfully, he really made it very clear, and he said, do you know what that does? Do you really know what that does to you? And then I got a bit of a lesson on all the wonderful things that provides, not to us, but to other folks. So I, too, decided that it was time to get rid of my smartphone.
That's a huge step, Ed, for you. That's a huge step in the technology arena.
Yeah, I know. I'm really looked at it kind of oddly these days when everyone, they want to text me this, or they want to do, hey, look at this, or how do we, GPS. Wow, I forgot what that was all about. How to get on a map and to actually try to chart out my day without my GPS. It's a bit inconvenient, but the thing is, if you can do that on your phone, think about what they can do with your phone.
So where is Ed, right? Well, he's right here. That's where his phone shows him he is. That's where he is. We know where Ed is.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be traveling without all of those announcements as to the step-by-step progress I'm making traveling to Seversville, Tennessee. Yeah, and you can do it. I've done it. I've been doing it for, I'm guessing about a half a year now. And it's okay with me. I don't have this thing sticking in my pocket. I don't have to remember where it is. I don't have to pay for it because I don't have it. It's great. It really is great. But, just about everywhere I go, guys have bulges in their pockets, girls have bulges in their back pockets, right? And they're those cell phones.
Well,
and when
funny thing, Vince?
Yeah.
A funny thing, when I was on Facebook, this was a while back, and a friend of mine, he had everything turned on his smartphone. So apparently, all of a sudden I'm looking and I see that, so-and-so is checked in here, he's checked in there, he must have checked in at about 40 places. And I'm like, what the heck is he doing? It turns out he had his phone set, everything was on, he was driving up I-95, and every business, school, cafeteria, what have you, in the area that had their Wi-Fi enabled, he was picking up each one of their networks as he drove up I-95, and he checked in at all these locations as he was driving to work.
Was that intentional?
No, it wasn't intentional. But the fact of the matter is that he had everything enabled in his phone, and everyone who wanted check-ins, the restaurants, it's a big thing these days, well, they all picked up on his phone just from being in the general area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's a company called Footpath, and what they do is they set up in malls, and when you walk in, you've registered because your phone is powered up. They know who you are. They know where you walked in. They know your next steps. They know your path through the mall. They know where you stop, how long you stop, whether you went into the men's room, Victoria's Secret, wherever you went. They know where you've been, and they know when you left. They know where you stopped to pay, which register, how long. It's all recorded, and it's nuts. So that's some of the things that you're going to see on the Village. So when we come back, Ed, would you share with us what you think the next steps are, and how do we get involved in the Village?
Sure thing.
Ed, North Carolina. We'll be right back. Class, I'm a survivalist, and my plan is to be independent of everything that I can so that supply chain disruptions have a minimum impact on our family. What's the first thing that you do when the power goes out? I've researched the best value solar energy system that I can find, one that's backed by the technical support necessary for the undertaking. The system's installed and is generating electricity right now with equipment purchased from ironedison.com. You heard Brandon Williams, CEO of ironedison.com, right here on USA Prepares. Together, we designed our system. In my opinion, our ironedison.com system has more features, more value, and more potential than any other system I found. We chose the Snyder Electric system with a hybrid inverter, charge controller, power panel, battery disconnect, and the system control panel. If you want energy independence, as we have, please consider calling the engineering team at ironedison.com, 720-432-6433, 720-432-6433.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today. Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists, get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug-out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com. My computer is so slow, it's making me crazy.
I used to have that problem.
Did you quit using a computer, or did you buy a new one?
No, I called Geeks On Site. They made an appointment to visit my home and showed up the same day.
You mean they didn't ask you to bring your computer to a shop? That's what happened when I called a support company.
Geeks On Site can go to your home or business or even repair your computer online. They have 24/7 emergency service.
If you are having problems with your PC or Mac, call Geeks On Site, 1-800-591-1682. Our friendly certified computer repair experts are available 24/7. Call now for a free diagnosis, 1-800-591-1682. Data recovery, virus removal, and maintenance for all laptops, desktops, printers, and networks. That's Geeks On Site for friendly certified computer repair experts, available 24/7 over the phone or in your home or business. Just call 1-800-591-1682. That's 1-800-591-1682, 1-800-591-1682.
Bad news, Americans. You're probably stockpiling for a disaster all wrong. When the big one comes, you'll need more than that poisonous, oversalted survival food you now see everywhere. There are 3 vital things that your survival food is missing, and it's the first thing to disappear from grocery stores. Go to superfoodradio.com now to see my story of how I nearly died when I was forced to live on a popular survival food. That's superfoodradio.com, and I'll show you how everything you've been told about survival food is dead wrong. Go to superfoodradio.com now.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Blockit Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockitPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockitPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockitPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Class, Ed in North Carolina is with us. And Ed, you know, if USA Prepares goes off the air, I mean, at some point we're going to go off the air. Either the power grid's going to go down, or a network will have a problem, or something's going to happen. The internet, high-speed digital, our equipment, whatever it may be, we may even get fired, off an affiliate or something. So if any of that happens, just go to USAPrepares.com, USAPrepares.com. And if it all goes down, then, if you want to contact Joey in Michigan, or Kyle in Montana, or Ed in North Carolina, Miles in Europe, or Bert in California, or Ricky in Oregon, or Matt Stein in California, or James Tod in Missouri, or Werner Bach in Canada, Mike Ma in Guatemala, or me in Missouri, it's going to be ham radio. And that's how we're going to do it. And we're going to teach that. And that'll be part of the club. You'll learn how to do that. And by the way, we're going to start that lesson on this Friday, with Carl Black. He's extra class ham, and he's instructing those kinds of technologies. So we're concerned about the communications. We're concerned about electricity. We're concerned about the power grid. We're concerned about radiation. We're concerned about batteries and food and water. And we are concentrating on those technologies and making kits available so you can stretch your dollar. And one of the things that we do at USA Prepares is make sure that when we have an exhibitor at an expo, that exhibitor promises that the absolute lowest price that they charge is the price that's offered to our guests, our students, and our instructors. That's a requirement. And that's the kind of policy we're bringing forward in the village. Ed, how do we get to the village?
Well, there's a couple of ways to do it. Funny you should ask. I'm actually adding a link to the menu right now on USAPrepares.com. There's the first post that's up on the site right now, but also if you're currently on the site and you just refresh the browser, you'll see there is a link right next to the shop that says The Village. And that will take you...
There you are, class. I just clicked it. Mm-hmm.
I will take you to the village.
Okay. So if you want to see it, class, it's on the menu bar. Just click on the right-hand side of the menu bar, and it will take you to the village. And Ed, we are interested in expanding the faculty, and there are a few volunteer positions if you are interested, and they include forum moderators. So if you're existing faculty and you'd like to be a forum moderator and manage certain topics with your expertise, let us know what that expertise is, please, and we would love to contact you. Now, if you're going to have to be vetted, okay? So you're going to have to know somebody. You're going to have to know somebody in either a student or a faculty member, and you'll be vetted so that you'll be able to have access to the information posting.
Yep, we want everyone to get involved, to share. Everyone is important. I was talking to Dr. Shealy yesterday, and he said that, he was very thankful for everyone in his entire life. We were talking about, he was looking for a new web hosting company, and he said, I don't have time to do all that. And I said, my gosh, why would you want to? You've done so many other incredible things in your entire career. And he said, but you don't understand. I'm very thankful because everyone has a job, and they are all important because we all have to support one another. They all provide a valuable service. So everyone that gets involved here at the village is going to be absolutely crucial to the success of it. The more people that we have, the more people that have done something that, everyone has an opportunity to be an instructor. Even if you don't want to be on air, per se, you can be an instructor online. You can come, you can add all of your information. It's just going to be a great place to collaborate. Anything that you've done, anything that you've had success with, now's the time to share, because we don't know how much longer we're going to be able to do this. So to be able to have this type of resource, that it's a private club, and that we can all give each other what we have learned over the various numbers of years that we've been here on this planet. We got to do it now.
North Carolina. Yeah. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dry, crunchy, while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
When fresh liquid whey is processed into a dry powder, the special proteins that make up the whey lose their original shapes. They fold in on themselves and lose their functional value. One World Whey undergoes a technological enhancement that we believe restores these potent proteins back to their original shapes the body can use.
I chose to try One World Whey first before going to a doctor who would likely only prescribe drugs. To my delight, it worked. After stabbing pain for years, to have it completely gone is a miracle. I'd like to also stress that, for me, it took several months of taking One World Whey before I had improvement, and then an entire year for my gut to feel 100% healed. So now I tell my friends, give your body time to make use of the healing power of One World Whey.
Call 888-988-3325 or visit oneworldwhey.com. That's oneworld, WHEY.com.
Everyone all set? Cocked? Locked? Here we go. Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com special broadcast this hour class. And I've talked with this lady on the phone, a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there over the years. And she is the wife of Mike Parsons, USAPrepares.com instructor. As you know, Mike Parsons is incarcerated. He is in jail, and he's being tortured. And we're going to learn exactly what has happened, who Mike Parsons is during this hour. Welcome, Pat Parsons.
Hi, Vincent.
You know, Pat, it's great to hear your voice. I know that you're being tortured as well as Mike Parsons. And joining us is someone who is another USAPrepares.com instructor, James Tod. James Tod, welcome. Let's see. James, are you there? James Tod? Okay. All right. Well, James Tod is here, and we'll bring him back in just a minute. Pat, why don't we start with this? You and Mike Parsons have been married for how long?
30 years.
30 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you know each other quite well, and you live in a county called Tipton County, Tennessee. Is that correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And you're farmers. Both of you are farmers. You raise animals, yes?
Yes.
Pat, tell us the kind of animals that you raise on your farm, please.
We have just about everything, chickens, ducks, turkeys, horses, miniature donkey, even have some emu and goats out there. And we bought the property wanting animals. I was raised on a farm. Mike's learning the farming trade, and just wanted to, get out of the city and, live a comfortable, quiet, peaceful life.
Mm. And it's turned out to be anything but that, right?
It's turned out to be a nightmare.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. And how large is your farm? How would you describe?
We're just under 80 acres.
Okay. So you have about an 80-acre farm. You have all kinds of animals. and you just wanted to live that quiet, peaceful life. And what happened? What happened to that quiet, peaceful life?
Well, back in, I guess it was 2007. I guess it actually started before that. In 2006, Mike ran for office in Tipton County, wanting to improve the community, and he won the election, but then they flipped the votes. A lot of these new voting machines, it's very easy to do, and he ended up suing the election results. And after that happened, just all went downhill from there. In 2007, a couple of our dogs got out, and one of the neighbors, which is part of the Good Old Boy network out there, shot with a high-powered rifle 29 times and shot one of our dogs in the back and killed it, was shooting in my direction. I don't know whether he knew that or not. And my husband was yelling, "Stop shooting, stop shooting," and he fired once into the ground to get the other guy to stop shooting. And anyway, when the cops showed up, they ended up arresting Mike. To me, it's like the other guy shoots 29 times and nothing happens to him. Anyway, as a result of that, they ended up pressing charges against Mike for aggravated assault, and he ended up going to prison. He got out on parole after about 2.5 years, was out for maybe a little over a year, and they violated his parole with a fabricated PETA letter trying to say that we abused our animals. They brought their own vet out. The vet found everything to be satisfactory. And anyway, they violated his parole and stole my guns that I had because, he was on his way out of town. When he's out of town, I bring my guns in for protection. A woman out in the middle of the country, we're off the road. Nobody could see the house. Nobody could hear me yelling if something was to happen. If my neighbors by chance heard me yelling, they wouldn't come to help anyway. So, matter of fact, after Mike's shortly after about a week after Mike's parole was violated, I caught one of the neighbors driving up and down at the property line right at dusk with their lights off, spying on me.
Wow. So Mike went back to, he was arrested for aggravated assault, spent 2.5 years in prison, got out, and was at home. Mm-hmm. Everything was good. He was going to travel. As a matter of fact, I think he was headed my way, and he was in his truck, wasn't he? Heading toward Arkansas, Missouri, and he got a phone call to go back to the farm, right?
Yes.
The gate was locked. He went back to the farm, right?
Yes.
And if I remember this correctly, Mike told me that there was a series of vehicles. There were guys in body armor in an SUV, and there was, a whole bunch of people that were armed that were coming to raid your farm.
Yeah.
And all that Mike got was a call that said, we just want to talk to you for a second, by his parole officer, right? Isn't that what happened?
Yeah, the parole officer said, "We just want to meet you at the gate." Didn't even say anything about a PETA letter or the bringing this vet out. He said, "I just want to meet you at the gate and do a home visit." And then when he showed up, he had all these. There were I think Mike originally saw 3 cars. By the time I got home, because obviously during this whole ordeal, Mike called me. By the time I got home, there were 10 to 12 cars lined down my driveway.
Mm-hmm. Ready for a photo opportunity for the evening news, correct?
I didn't even see the evening news, but
okay. Mm-hmm. Well, my understanding is they had the public relations person for Tipton County the police department. They had her there, ready to tell the evening news exactly what this raid was all about. So it wasn't, we want to talk at the gate. It's, we're going to raid your farm.
Yes, it was definitely a raid. It was a planned raid.
Mm-hmm. And they found nothing that was in violation of Mike's parole, but they arrested him anyway, right?
They found my guns, but in a locked house that he did not have the key to. Because I had changed, when he was in prison the last time, I had changed the lock. The lock started giving me problems on the door, so I had changed it out, and I had lost the key before he ever got home, so he never actually had a key to the house.
Mm-hmm. So the house was locked. You took your guns out because he had already left, and then the cops wanted him to come back to the farm, and so he had to go back to the locked farm, and that's where they forced their way through the gate and illegally searched your house. Is that correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the story that Mike told me. And then they arrested Mike.
Yes.
Then what happened?
They sent him to they sent him across the state to be processed in the state system. And I guess they had a process to go through to revoke the parole, which they did. It took us quite a while. Normally, it takes, I'm told in the Tennessee system, it takes 30 to 90 days to process an inmate and I guess classify him. And after he was classified, typically, if you're from the west of the state, they'll send you back west. If you're to the east of the state, they'll send you so you can be closer to family. Well, they were holding him across state, close to Chattanooga, which was more than a 6-hour drive for us, and we couldn't see him until my mother-in-law actually called the lieutenant governor's office, and they got Mike moved closer to home. But basically, he spent another 16 to 18 months in prison, and then he got out on time served.
Now, all the time that this is going on, they've removed his portion of the family income, right? They're starving you financially, yes?
Yes.
And in order not to lose your farm, you have to go to work, and you're trying to juggle being a full-time farmer, a full-time employee, and a supportive spouse of your husband who is being incarcerated.
Yes, I'm trying to be three people. I'm trying to be three people in one.
Right, and
at a minimum.
And this is and he was charged with aggravated assault. Who was he allegedly? Who did he allegedly assault, and how?
He allegedly assaulted the man that shot and killed our dog. The guy that had the gun, Barry Laxton, who had the semi-automatic rifle and was shooting that shot the 29 times.
So a guy named Barry Laxton shot and killed your dog.
Shot in the back
29 times. Shot him in the back. So obviously the dog was not charging him. Is that correct?
Right. He tried to say the dog was charging him, but she was shot in the back. The state examiner, veterinary state examiner, did a necropsy and said there were no bullet wounds on her chest.
And James Tod is with us. He's joining the conversation. We will be right back with Pat Parsons, Mike Parsons' wife, and James Tod, USA Prepares instructor. Pat, I'm really glad you're with us, telling the story from your point of view, right here on Worldwide Radio. Class, I'm a survivalist, and my plan is to be independent of everything that I can so that supply chain disruptions have a minimum impact on our family. What's the first thing that you do when the power goes out? I've researched the best value solar energy system that I can find, one that's backed by the technical support necessary for the undertaking. The system's installed and is generating electricity right now with equipment purchased from IronEdison.com. You heard Brandon Williams, CEO of IronEdison.com, right here on USA Prepares. Together, we designed our system. In my opinion, our IronEdison.com system has more features, more value, and more potential than any other system I've found. We chose the Snyder Electric system with a hybrid inverter, charge controller, power panel, battery disconnect, and the system control panel. If you want energy independence, as we have, please consider calling the engineering team at IronEdison.com, 720-432-6433, 720-432-6433.
Dangerous blood clot device alert. If you or a loved one had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to your heart or lungs and suffered an injury, you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, and even death. These dangerous blood clot devices can break, and the metal fragments can travel to your heart or lungs, causing serious injuries. If you or a loved one suffered organ damage or other injuries from an IVC filter, you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Act now. Time is limited to file a claim. For a free consultation and free information, call Injury Help Desk at 800-478-1507. 800-478-1507. 800-478-1507. This is an advertisement. Paid non-attorney spokesperson. InjuryHelpDesk.com is responsible for this advertisement. Principal office, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Looking for that edge during those intimate moments? We see many ads for enhancement, but the side effects include death. At GCN Team, we should change the Healthy Body Brain and Heart Pack to the Healthy Libido Pack. The brain and heart are not the only organs that require a healthy vascular system. For proper blood flow at the right moment, go to GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203.
Do you have dry hands or itchy, peeling skin? Are your cracked feet in need of a makeover for sandal season? Hi, my name is Diane Cook, the creator of Bee Spa Hand and Foot Cream. Bee Spa is all natural, 16% beeswax, marigold extract, and other essential oils and nutrients. Bee Spa is great for exceptionally dry hands and feet, but Bee Spa can be used anywhere on the body. I am sure you will see a difference overnight. Bee Spa is the only cream you will ever need. The convenient 2.5-ounce size jar travels nicely, and a little goes a long way. Bee Spa Hand and Foot Cream costs $29.99. Use promotion code 101 for free shipping. Order Bee Spa Hand and Foot Cream today at beespa.com. That's BEESPA.com. That's BEESPA.com.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares Unfiltered and Untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares Untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Pastor Mike Parsons' wife, Pat Parsons, is on the air with us, telling us about this absolutely outrageous story. James Tod, are you with us? James Tod? Let's try this. James Tod, are you there? Okay. All right. So we'll see if we can get James Tod back. So Pat Parsons. So Mike was arrested and put in prison because allegedly he assaulted Barry Laxton, and this was this guy that fired 29 times, killed your dog, and so Mike just tried to stop this by firing once into the ground. So Mike goes to prison for 2.5 years. He gets out on parole. Then the farm is raided again, and he went back to prison. Then he got out, right? Then he was released. And why was he released?
He was released because his time had flattened out, as they say. You get in the Tennessee state prisons, if you have so many good days where you've not misbehaved, then they take off so many days, and so he had gotten off with time served, basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and how much time was that? 18 months?
Yeah, it was another 18 months, yeah.
So 2.5 years plus 18 months. So 2.5 years plus a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 years have been stolen from his life, plus the time of all the preparation for his defense. Now, so he got out. Then what happened?
He was... when he got out, he had a hold on him. Basically, they had new charges pending for a felon in possession of weapons, which were my guns, my two guns that they stole. And he never did.
Was he in possession of them?
He never did possess them.
They
were my guns for my protection, and I have a right to protect myself, especially being a woman alone out on a farm in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But he wasn't at the farm. He had left. He'd locked up.
He had left and was called back. No, yes, he had left and was called back. He did not possess them.
Mm-hmm. And so he was arrested again.
He was arrested again. He spent the remainder of his 16, 18 months of the remainder of his time after they revoked his parole. And then when he got out, Tipton County actually picked him up from the state facility he was in, and I had to go bond him out of Tipton County Jail to get him home. And from there, he basically had monthly appearances at court. And he had, when he was in prison, he had filed a motion to dismiss, which they pretty much ignored. Judge Walker ignored that for like 8 months. And Mike's reasoning for the motion to dismiss and all that, and every time Mike brought it up in court, the judge just never even said anything about it. And what they finally did is, because Mike is not, he is not an 8 U.S.C. 1401A U.S. statutory citizen, and he was trying to tell him that he is not under their jurisdiction, then what Judge Walker did actually was say, okay, you have this motion to dismiss. In it, you're demanding a preliminary hearing, which he was never demanding a preliminary hearing. He was citing the fact that he never had a preliminary hearing within the 10-day time that you're supposed to have a preliminary hearing or probable cause hearing. You're supposed to have one within 10 days of being arrested. He never had that, and they took him before the grand jury for indictment without having that hearing. Well, what Walker did is he manipulated the motion to dismiss into, you're demanding a preliminary hearing, I'm going to send this to the lower court and Judge Peeler's court. And the day he showed up in Judge Peeler's court,
what happened then?
He was basically, Judge Peeler issued a bench warrant because Mike was not saying what he wanted him to say.
Okay, hold that thought. We'll come back and we'll see if we can get James Tod, get his audio up. We'll be right back with Mrs. Pat Parsons.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Dr. Joel Wallach here. If you're a baby boomer and you're worried about the big epidemics coming, and I'm not talking about the bird flu or the swine flu, I'm talking about epidemics of Alzheimer's disease, heart disease, obesity, diabetes, arthritis, cancer. That's because the 80 million baby boomers followed all the advice of doctors, and Houston, we have a problem.
See Dr. Wallach live in Farmington, New Mexico, Thursday, May 12th at 7 p.m. Go to www.cdocinfarmington.com. That's www.cdocinfarmington.com.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
Are you sneezing, coughing, and aching? Do you have a sore throat, a fever, or the sniffles? There's no reason to be sick this cold and flu season with immune system support from Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver can give your body the help it needs to fight off harmful pathogens without hurting beneficial gut flora and without leaving behind resistant bacteria. Antibiotics can damage good microflora and often leave behind bacteria which can cause problems later on. If you're sick of being sick, try Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver, the #1 choice of thousands for a safe and effective way to protect against the many diseases and illnesses that we are facing today. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, read our customer reviews, and see the life-changing results that people are having. That's supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code PROTECTED for 20% off your entire order. And like us on Facebook. Supernatural Silver.
Are you worried about your mom or dad living alone in their house? Hi, I'm Joan London. Listen, I know how difficult it is to find senior care for someone you love. That's why I recommend a free service called A Place for Mom. They are the nation's largest senior living referral service. Call A Place for Mom today.
To receive free information on senior living communities in your area, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-704-6182.
A Place for Mom offers free one-on-one advice from local advisors and a personalized list of senior living communities you can visit. If you have questions about senior care for your mom or dad, there's a place for answers, A Place for Mom.
Call A Place for Mom in the next 10 minutes to get your free ebook on financing senior care as well as free information on senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-704-6182. That's 1-800-704-6182.
Do you have dry hands or itchy, peeling skin? Are your cracked feet in need of a makeover for sandal season? Hi, my name is Diane Cook, the creator of Bee Spa Hand and Foot Cream. Bee Spa is all natural, 16% beeswax, marigold extract, and other essential oils and nutrients. Bee Spa is great for exceptionally dry hands and feet, but Bee Spa can be used anywhere on the body. I am sure you will see a difference overnight. Bee Spa is the only cream you will ever need. The convenient 2.5-ounce size jar travels nicely and a little goes a long way. Bee Spa Hand and Foot Cream costs $29.99. Use promotion code 101 for free shipping. Order Bee Spa Hand and Foot Cream today at beespa.com. That's BEESPA.com. That's BEESPA.com.
Class, Pat Parsons is with us, Mike Parsons' wife. Mike Parsons is still in jail. He's a USAPrepares.com instructor. And Judge Walker sent the case to a lower court judge, Judge Peeler, and Judge Peeler issued a warrant for Mike's arrest, and he was put in jail. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So how long has Mike been in jail now?
He's been in the Titson County Jail since January 12th.
And what are the charges?
They never really gave him charges for this particular arrest. The court clerk mentioned something about contempt of court, but I don't even think Mike, when they arraigned him, he said he was never really read any charges.
Let me see if I've got this right. January 12th, it it's almost 5 months.
Yes.
And there are no charges except he is in jail. So it sounds to me like he has been illegally incarcerated. Now, we have a right to a speedy trial in the United States. It seems that hasn't happened. And looks like we lost James Tod. James, you sent James Tod about 1,000 pages?
Yes. Oh, yeah, I sent him way more than that, actually. It was the 1,000 pages was just the Mike's transcript from his trial back in 2009. Then I sent him the sentencing and some other stuff that has gone on since then.
If I thought Mike were a bad guy, he certainly would not be a USA Prepares instructor.
He is not a bad guy. He's not. They're trying to make him out to be a dangerous guy, and he is anything but.
Well, he's got a higher IQ than all of them.
Yes,
I'm certain of that. Mike has a very, very high IQ. I've met Mike at the expos. He's been to the farm. He's been to meetups. We've traveled together. We've been in the car for hundreds of miles at a time. Mike is a good guy. Now, Mike is a pilot, right?
Yes.
He can fly jet planes, right?
Well, I don't know about jet planes, but he does fly the smaller planes. Unfortunately, with the money situation, he can't afford to fly like he would like to. But he would certainly love to be able to fly. Have the money to fly. It's not an inexpensive thing to do.
Right. And you have the last registered landing strip in Tennessee. Is that correct? On your farm?
Private, yes. It was the last one it was the last private strip that was registered before they did away with registering private strips. And I don't really know all the specifics as to what their plans were on not allowing registered private runways, or I don't know all the specifics to that.
Wouldn't it be interesting if we find out that the reason that all this is happening is you have the last registered private airstrip in Tennessee and someone in the government wants it? Wouldn't that be interesting?
It wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the treatment that your husband, Mike Parsons, is getting in prison. How would you describe it?
It's inhumane. He's actually quite ill right now. He's got a walking or an upper respiratory infection if it hasn't developed into pneumonia. He's been he tries to call me every day, and Saturday he actually had a roommate call to check on me and let me know he was okay because he couldn't speak. And since Saturday, it's all basically just a whisper from him. They have denied him commissary. He does not do Western pharmaceuticals, but he does have some supplements there and silver solution, and he has some things that he can take that I delivered up there to the jail, but they will not give them to him. They're I guess they want to force the Western pharmaceuticals on him, which he will not take. It's against his beliefs and his religions. We more believe that God has given us everything we need to heal ourselves. We just have to know how to use it. And, you see it on the commercials day in and day out. If you've taken this drug and this has happened, call these lawyers. Western medicine it's dangerous. I don't think they do enough research before they let this stuff out, and we're not willing to take that risk.
Mike Parsons is a Native American, is that correct?
Yes, he is a very high percentage Cherokee Indian. He's also a member of the Chilcotin Nation.
He's an associate judge, isn't he?
He is.
And the Chilcotin Nation has issued demands for his release, and they've been ignored by the highest levels of the federal government, the Attorney General for the state of Tennessee, and also the county of Tipton County, Tennessee. So all of the demands for his immediate release have been ignored by all levels of government.
Yes.
From the county level through the state level through the federal level. How much time does Mike get to spend outside in sunshine per day?
He has not been outside and seen the light of day or breathed fresh air since January 12th. Supposedly, they are supposed to get out 1 hour a day outside, and they have not.
Mike called me from jail, and he said that a Facebook page was created describing some of the inmates in this jail. Do you know anything about that?
I know he gave me a call and he was concerned about a Facebook posting that a relative of another inmate had told him about. I have not seen it because I'm not on Facebook. I did have a friend look for it, and this friend said he couldn't find anything on Mike Parsons on Facebook. Since I'm not familiar with Facebook, I don't know what my friend exactly did to try to find anything on Facebook. But then later the inmate said, no, my mother said that she had seen something about a posting or something about the conditions of the jail, which is it's actually not a bad thing. But Mike and I are of the opinion that basically the jailers are trying to get the inmates angry at Mike and try to beat him or kill him. Or we're firmly convinced that Tipton County's end game is for Mike to end up dead, one way or another.
Mike told me something like this, that there were 7 very large men and 1 much smaller man, and the 7 large guys were beating up on the smaller guy, and it looked like he might be seriously injured or maybe even killed. And they have this panic button. Should something like that happen, I guess the inmates can hit the button and then the guards come. Well, Mike saw that this man was about to be really injured, and he hit the button. And now, as a result of that, the other inmates are saying that Mike is a snitch. And what Mike is saying is, you guys have no idea what you're saying. Had you killed that man, that would be murder. 1st and 2nd degree murder. And all of you were involved in this. And Mike was saying that he saved them from murder charges. And what's happening is, it sounds to me like the guards and the prison administration is involved in manipulating the inmates to injure each other at the behest of the prison employees or the prison management or the prison administration. It's horrible what's happening. Absolutely horrible. Am I correct or incorrect in this discussion? Is this the way you understand it?
Yeah, pretty much. From what I see.
When was the last time you were able to see Mike?
I haven't seen Mike since January. Visitations for them is not on weekends, and since I work during the week, I can't go see him.
All right, so if you were to see him, are you saying you'd lose your farm?
Well, I mean, I don't think I'd lose my farm unless I lost my job.
Well, if you didn't show up for work, if let's say you took a day off a week, would that affect your income?
It wouldn't affect my income, but I don't have a lot of accrued vacation to be taking off to go see him.
Okay, so it's not that you don't want to see him; you want to see him, but there's no visitation. So what's wrong with visitation on the weekend? I would think that all prisons and all jails would allow visitation on the weekend for the convenience of the people who are paying taxes.
And the state facilities that he was in, and he was in several of them because he's moved around, visitation was on weekends.
So do you think this is aimed right at you to make your life as hard as possible? Do you think that's what this is all about?
I just think Kitchen County does it differently, and I'm not familiar with county systems, but I don't see that anybody visits on weekends up there.
Okay, we'll be right back with Pat Parsons after these commercial announcements. Class, I'm a survivalist, and my plan is to be independent of everything that I can so that supply chain disruptions have a minimum impact on our family. What's the first thing that you do when the power goes out? I've researched the best value solar energy system that I can find, one that's backed by the technical support necessary for the undertaking. The system's installed and is generating electricity right now with equipment purchased from ironedison.com. You heard Brandon Williams, CEO of ironedison.com, right here on USA Prepares. Together, we designed our system. In my opinion, our ironedison.com system has more features, more value, and more potential than any other system I found. We chose the Snyder Electric system with a hybrid inverter, charge controller, power panel, battery disconnect, and the system control panel. If you want energy independence, as we have, please consider calling the engineering team at ironedison.com, 720-432-6433, 720-432-6433.
Would you like to receive $250 to $1,000 cash per day? Go to richmoneyrich.com. No website, no selling, no explaining. Just take these simple 2 steps and go to richmoneyrich.com. You can be generating cash in the next 24 hours simply using this system. Good news is, it runs on 100% autopilot, and you don't need any experience to get started. It's easy. Get your share of easy riches and go to richmoneyrich.com. That's richmoneyrich.com. Go now. Brought to you by the Conservative Investor. Current returns not indicative of future results.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
All right, listen up, because this is the most important thing you're going to hear all day. What if I said you could make money flipping houses without any cash, credit, or manual labor? And what if I said you could do it part-time from the comfort of your home? Sound unflippin' believable? Hi, I'm Preston Ely, and I'm going to prove it by sending you a free copy of my smash hit selling book, How to Get Rich in Real Estate. It sells online for $19.95, but I'm giving away free copies this week. To get one before they're gone, call 1-800-959-9582. I used to be so broke, I had my electricity shut off 9 times, but I figured out a simple way to make money flipping houses without even breaking a sweat. Now I'm living the good life, and so should you. Listen, if you're sick and tired of stressing about money, this book could change your life. Hands down, it's the fastest, easiest way to get started in real estate. Let me prove it. Call right now to find out how to get your free book. When they're gone, they're gone. Call 1-800-959-9582. 1-800-959-9582.
Water is the single most important thing your body needs, so you want to be sure it's the best for you and your family. Since 2005, thousands have depended on Berkey purified water. The Berkey Guy provides the lowest priced filtration systems in every size. For incredibly delicious water now and in an emergency, get to GoBerkey.com or call 877-886-3653. 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I impartially shopped the highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $26 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 1-800-403-4885. That's 1-800-403-4885. 1-800-403-4885. Or go to SelectQuote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details in the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Bad news, Americans. You're probably stockpiling for a disaster all wrong. When the big one comes, you'll need more than that poisonous, oversalted survival food you now see everywhere. There are 3 vital things that your survival food is missing, and it's the first thing to disappear from grocery stores. Go to superfoodradio.com now to see my story of how I nearly died when I was forced to live on a popular survival food. That's superfoodradio.com, and I'll show you how everything you've been told about survival food is dead wrong. Go to superfoodradio.com now.
Class, RK Prepper Shows has an event this weekend in Sevierville, Tennessee. Sevierville, Tennessee. And there are all kinds of seminars, body armor, preparing using tax deductions, colloidal silver, food storage, passive solar, radiation detection, morals of survival, and how big the lies are, and many others about water and so forth. So if you'd like to attend, we'd love to see you there, and maybe we can even have dinner Dutch treat on Saturday. Craig Douglas will be there as well, USA Prepares instructor. That's Saturday and Sunday. This Saturday and Sunday, Sevierville, Tennessee. RKPreppershows.com, and also post on page 1, USA Prepares, for more information. Pat Parsons is with us, and we're talking about her husband, Mike, who has spent well over 4 years incarcerated and allegedly for an aggravated assault on a guy who shot in his direction and in Pat Parsons' direction 29 times. Absolutely an outrage. And he's still in jail in Tipton County, Tennessee. Pat Parsons, what can we do to help Mike?
Well, considering how bad sick he is, and that I know that they are trying to kill him, we're trying to raise money to get him out. And I'm limited on funds. Pretty much everything I have goes into the farm, and trying to not lose the farm. And of course, feed all my animals and babies, and so we're trying to raise money to get him out on bond. Which his bond has been unrealistically set at $85,000, and ideally, if we raised that amount, that money would not be thrown out. We would get it back, no matter whether he was found guilty and went to prison at a trial, which I don't know how they're going to operate a trial under the conditions, but if I can at least get 10% raised, then I can get him out that way. Of course, that's pretty much throwing away $8,500, but at least he's out of there. He can breathe fresh air, and he can get well, and try to come up with a way to prepare his defense, because right now he can't do anything in the way of preparation.
Are they withholding materials from him, the law library books and so forth that he needs? Are they withholding that?
They gave him a couple of books that I had mailed into him. I don't even know that they have a library at the county level, or at this jail anyway. They are not giving him his Black's Law dictionary. Legal mail that we send in is it's sent back. Basically, everything that goes in, they want to see what's going in, and so it has to come in some other way. or if I send it, obviously they're going to open it and see what it is. Anyway, we're just trying to get him out and get him healthy again, because he called me last night about 9 o'clock, and in a bare whisper, he just basically said, "I'm still alive." So he's letting me know he made it through the day.
Class, this is an absolutely horrible situation. You can't get in, you can't see the person, you can't call your loved one who is in jail. They restrict everything. They control the food, the water, the temperature, the circulation of air, what you can read, what you can see, who you're placed in a cell with, who has what disease next to you, and it is absolutely horrible. You are absolutely, totally, 100% controlled. It's a horrible situation, and obviously, Tipton County, Tennessee needs to be investigated at the highest level of government by honest government.
Yeah, we can find honest government.
Yes. Pat Parsons, of course our prayers are with you, and the website, Mike Parsons. Is it MikeParsons.org?
MikeParsons.org.
MikeParsons.org. Parsons. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with ReputationDefender.com. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com. Call 800-831-0771 now. That's 800-831-0771 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with ReputationDefender.com. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-831-0771 to learn more. 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Or visit ReputationDefender.com.